Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer Review. So, on a bloody hot Sunday, I'll be glad when the temperatures drop, but you go from 30 down to 16. That is some flipping drop. So, from Kirkstall Brewery, it's their Judicious, a juicy pale, 4.8%. This soft, clean and highly hopped pale is packed with flavours of pink grapefruit, pineapple, mango, lychee, passion fruit and peach with a gentle hint of coconut. So absolutely a tropical extravaganza of a beer. Anyway, so we've done nothing today. Well, I've actually worked this morning cleaning the house. And then we've sat and we've watched 2 Harry Potter films and Bumblebee. So watch Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 and Bumblebee. And do you know something? It's nice to chill the F out and just enjoy a bit of life. Sit down, turn the bloody phones off. And, sometimes phones, especially me, doing this beer review thing and social media thing, it does take over your life a bit. And sometimes it's nice to turn them all off. Just ignore the outside world. Put a film on, film that you love, just enjoy. Peace of mind, stress, anxiety, just by closing off social media and putting, it's something you want to watch that's funny, laughing, laughter. It's the greatest thing. Took the dog for a walk, bloody hell. It chucked it down this afternoon. And now it's been dry ever since. It's wet all the washing, which is great because the washing was fucking dry. Looked out the window and it's like, oh no, you absolute bastard. And I got it dry. And I was waiting for the other to dry. Looked at, and all of a sudden there's a shower. And it just belted it down. And it's like, what's the point now? Any case, so from Kirkstall Brewery, a Yorkshire-based brewery, as far as I remember. I will double check, just for my own sanity. Leeds, Yorkshire. So Leeds-based brewery, Hopzine part of the country, and Hugh the beer kid. Although he's not a kid, looks older than I do, but he's a good bloke. And his beer adventures across the world are amazing. His beer and food adventures. One day, I'll meet the good fella face to face and we'll have a few beers around Nottingham. Ain't keeping in no flipping hostel, because that's what he does. He keeps in hostels and stuff. The beer room will be sorted out and decked out with complimentary beers, with access to the toilet and even a fucking air fryer down here to cook some shit. I'll make sure that happens. It will happen. When he's in this part of the world, obviously. For his usual one-night stopover in a city. It will happen. At the right time of the year, this is a fantastic shed to stop in because it's got games machines, it's got beer. And obviously, if you know someone's coming, I shall put the good beer on. Get the beer out. I need to start brewing beer and start aging beer. I need to get away from that temptation of just necking all the good stuff. It hasn't happened yet, but these things, you never know. But I want to do some crazy beers, as you do. So, Judicious. There we go. The old can's in now. So, that's the look of the beer. It's a hazy, like an orangey pour, isn't it? Like a light orangey pour with about 3 mils of white head. It's more of a subtle tropical than an in-your-face tropical. So, but it is there. Mango and other bits and bobs, but yeah, it's more subtle than in your face. Ooh. Yes, tasting lovely, got to be honest. ABV was 8 or 6? Can't see. 8. Yeah, so it's an easygoing IPA, isn't it? Juicy pale ale. Yeah, it's funny because IPA, pale ale, basically 2 bits of the same thing. Yeah, I sometimes wonder whether the I should be dropped, because a lot of beers come out with this like a black IPA, but what's it got to do with Indian? Absolutely nothing. And they're calling an IPA, but the classification of an IPA is an Indian pale ale, and yet the Indian thing doesn't really. No, there's no context in this world these days. So should the I from IPA be dropped and be a something pale ale? I know it helps for, say, when you put it on a can, IPA. People understand that it's like a pale ale, but it does beg that question. When something's not going to India, then should not be an Indian pale ale. Interesting. It's always nice to chuck a curveball in there. So, daughter got married literally 2 days ago. Fantastic wedding day, to be honest. It was a good day. Absolutely got fucking wrecked at the end. I don't remember the last hour. I really hope I didn't upset anybody. And I'll soon know when I go back to work next week. Because the sober ones were working, and they're my work friends, workmates, work friends, and I've got a special bond with a few of them. So you don't want to be too pissed, But obviously they're going to accept the fact that you might get wrecked, and it is what it is, I suppose, in that respect. And I ought to have asked them before I left on Saturday morning, just to make sure that everything was good. Beer and forgetting is killer, isn't it? That's a future beer with Raggy conversation, although that might be the next beer with Raggy thing. So anyway, this absolutely gorgeous. It's an easy drinking tropical pale ale that's not too heavy on lots of different flavours. So it's more subtle than in your face. A lot of the craft beers today are quite in your face. This to me is more, it's not quite modern traditional, but it's not quite full on craft. It's in that sweet zone that appeals to probably more people. So it's like a semi-craft beer interpretation. That's my what I see from it. That will not appease some people who say, "Oh no, it's full on craft." Well, it's what it is. But it will appease people who are traditional drinkers who want to move into craft. You must understand that that there's levels. We all have levels as we jump into the world of beer and wines, spirits, and so on in the grand alcohol, world. And there's steps. This is that step after modern traditional beers, and it's a good step as well, because it introduces you to flavour, but not in a way that's too in your face. So it is what it is. Got a dog on the decking. Out of 5 for me, a good 4.1 out of 5. Would I drink it again? Yeah, it'd be nice to try it on cask one day, or on craft even if I can't get it on cask. One day we'll have a trip up to Leeds and the Yorkshire area, Sheffield, and that. It's on my itinerary to do. It's not always easy, This year we've done 2 weddings, although we didn't pay for the second wedding. Paid a little bit towards it, but the first wedding we did. and we've had massive car issues. Still got massive fucking car issues. But, you know, we'll get up to these places and we'll visit. For this channel, Raggy's Beer Reviews, I want it to be a channel that it's not there just because, oh, I want to make a living. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to jump into the world of beer as a hobby and as a job. You know, it would be amazing. But I'd do a lot more than what maybe others would, without calling names or anything else. You know, not just sit on your backside because you've gained a lot of people watching you for whatever means, but a way to promote and show the world a bit. You'll see that on the channel going forward, because I'll never stop doing what I do, for a good reason at least. But yeah, that's my review of the beer, and I'm sweating like an absolute bastard. Cheers all.